I forget who Ricochet had a match with. Chat, let me know who Sean Tragedy. You got who the Ricochet had a match with. The match
today.
The match was whatever, but I guess in the crowd, y'all remember Zach Gowen
with the one leg?
With the one leg, he got a magic leg.
He was one leg up.
He was on ringside because he got a whole prosthetic leg. And Ricochet was talking shit to the crowd for like 5 minutes, 7 minutes. And he grabbed some motherfucker and he started cutting the motherfucking hair in the ring because they be talking that bullshit. So he started cutting the motherfucking hair in the ring. Zach Gowen got out over the Yamin and got in the ring and was like, nah, you can't be doing that shit. Ricochet, what you doing? Ricochet was talking that shit and then he kicked Zach Gowen's leg out of his leg. He fell down. He took that motherfucker prosthetic leg and he left the ringside with it. Zach was laid up in the ring with one leg again. It was crazy. For those who thought I was bullshit, youtube.com/Black Rasslin. You thought I was bullshit. Nigga Ricochet with homeboy's leg leaving.
When you said who did Ricochet have a match with? I said Javon Evans, but y'all couldn't hear me.
Nah, it's facts.
That's what the chat said too.
Facts is facts, though. Oh man,
he lost that one. He lost that.
Ricochet lost that.
Did he?
What's? Yes. I know Javon responded to Ricochet saying something about I could whoop him or something like. What was the tweet that Ricochet was responding to?
That I'm not sure about.
I know it wasn't the HBK. It wasn't the HBK joint.
Yeah, it was something about HBK.
So Javon was standing up for HBK.
No, I don't think he was slandering HBK, was he?
No, I'm not saying slander. Well, are you guys saying that somebody was saying that Ricochet could beat HBK?
No, hold on. Let me pull it up.
Because all of Javon's comments were pro HBK.
Yeah, they were.
No, not Javon.
No, I know, but
I don't think he said nothing crazy about HBK though.
I'm just trying to figure out if Javon was trying to stand up for HBK or why he was. I mean, put the phone down, but like he was really he was there was some type of passion there. He wrote a paragraph a couple times.
Rob from
that shit is such an easy ad. Ain't no
anybody wish doggy dog.
So Corey, then what happened? Let me know what happened. This is the question.
I'm sending you the screenshots right now.
Ricochet mentioned Mr. Evans.
Yeah, no, I think Ricochet mentioned.
Yeah, I think he said he beat that kid up or something.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, I was really trying to figure out what sparked it. Because Javon was like, yeah, let's fight.
I'm weird.
Javon said, you want to fight right now? We can fight next week.
The shit was just flooded in my timeline. Sorry.
Oh, you good. Yeah, all I saw was Ricochet. Their back and forth. I don't know. I mean, all the tweets.
Somebody. His whatever it was. Somebody said something about Javon Evans, and then Ricochet was like, "I squash him." Was the response?
And then Javon said, "Get out my face, old man."
Who would you say is the second best part of AEW on TV?
On TV, Ricochet, because he kicked the man's leg out his leg.
So listen. He's been entertaining on television for the last little bit since the scissors.
He had the scissors tonight. He was cutting hair, but yes, he goes the extra mile to do some wild shit. We mentioned the Javon and Ricochet stuff earlier. They were really. It was. I mentioned it. It was a YN versus Unk situation. Mm-hmm. Is it fair to is Ricochet Javon's OG in particular?
I can't argue against that.
He is.
Yeah,
they're both bouncy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Young
And
OG was bouncing this week on NXT too.
nigga, the rope joint where he came back.
He was run. So the dude, he ran to the ropes. He bounced off the bottom rope, spun around dude, and then hit him with a belly to back suplex in the middle of a battle royal.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, niggas talk about Javon Evans like that nigga from around the way that do all the flips on the mattresses.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Javon flip. He did 8 flips on the mattress.
That nigga, yo, he's nice with it, son.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't flipping like Javon.
Yeah. Ho. Somebody go get Javon.
Yeah, go get Javon. Javon flip into a second story window. You ain't flipping like Javon. Nah, he be catching air. He be catching super air. Javon, don't call nobody a crackhead.
Yeah.
That was funny. I just wonder why he did that though.
He was wilding.
He was
mad.
He was feeling
mad for
froggy.
real.
He was feeling froggy.
Yeah.
He was mad for real. I think he was mad for real.
The problem. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, yo, you got to understand. Not everybody playing.
That's right.
Exactly.
You can't just. What is it? It's not even the fuck around to find out. People just be doing their own thing, and you come along. I'm just minding my business, and you poke the bear, and it just so happened this was a cub, and you thought this cub didn't have nails, and he did it very, like, so cavalier. He was very cavalier about it, like super, like, doo-doo-doo, da-da-da, ball-headed bitch. right,
Egg,
like literally
brown egghead bitch.
Yep, just very. I can hear his accent a little bit, or his. Does he have like a heavy tongue? I feel like he has a heavy tongue.
Hey yo, yeah, probably.
I have no
Just like
idea.
that guy, just like that Randy Orton lookalike, the young kid. Yo, that kid's he got a heavy tongue.
Kyle Fletcher Sr.
Yes. Is that his name?
There you go.
No,
There you
he
go.
looked like Kyle, like he's like Kyle Fletcher and Randy Orton.
Oh my God.
Randy
His tongue
Fletcher.
is heavy.
Yeah.
My only thing about this is no, it's not the only thing. There's a couple of things I didn't like about it, right? And internet loved it because it was messy,
Yes.
right?
It's messy.
Miles Boone, yes. Born, yeah.
First I'll say this.
They say he's deaf.
Oh,
Yeah,
is he?
Yeah.
My bad.
I had no idea. I had no idea.
He says it.
I had no
I
idea.
didn't realize it.
I had no idea.
My
She
bad. I apologize, Miles.
said. Hey,
Oh,
Keep
okay.
going.
I see.
keep going. Keep
All
going.
right, so there are a couple of things I didn't care for here.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing is I've seen Ricochet online as of late. And he's been that, like whatever that was. He was like, oh, I'd squash him. You know what I mean? I understand replying the way he did on some defending my flag, defending my, you know what I'm saying, XYZ. However, you are a very, very, very good technical wrestler that still has to bring along his mic skills, and if they never come along all the way, you could be Ricochet. And that being the case, if you were to ever end up in a spot like someone in that situation had like niggas in that situation 6 days ago ended up where it's releases, you got to go somewhere. So I am okay with a banter back and forth. I'm even good with sending shots. Babe, don't mess things up for yourself.
I don't
mess
think
up
he
the
cares,
jam.
though. I hear what you're saying.
That's fine, but
I
that's
hear what
young
you're
nigga
saying.
stuff.
You're right. I hear what you're saying with that, and you're absolutely right. But I think, and I was thinking about this the other day when we were talking about the whole can Timeless Tony work in the WWE conversation on TBT. I think there are some wrestlers, again, you are absolutely right, but I think there are some wrestlers that recognize that's not where they want to go, even if something were to happen. They would rather go into the indies and do that than go over there and possibly either they think that they won't have an opportunity to circle the block back or whatever. I think what I read out of those tweets was, even if that were to happen to me, I'm not going there. That's what I
you
read
sound
out
like
of that.
Listen, young and immature and not thinking about the future is exactly what I read.
I'm gonna say this. I'm going to put the onus on Ricochet.
Shout out onus.
I'm putting the onus on Ricochet. This is the reason. This is my reason for it.
I like this.
The fact that Ricochet is old enough to know.
He unk.
The disconnect may be Ricochet don't deal with people like this. That may be the disconnect. So you don't know. So I know that when I go outside, that you can't say specific things to certain like the younger cats.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that. So I may curb some of the shit that I say because they may not take it the way that I'm saying it. So I'm not gonna mention them. If I'm Ricochet, I'm not gonna mention some because I know he may fly off the handle and he's not as experienced in this sector. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like, this is your character, but you could have let that fly. But you want to you using your character and trying to shine on somebody young that doesn't necessarily have those tools to, to navigate this situation. So I'm putting that on Ricochet because it's several times where niggas get online and talk crazy about us.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's my B. That's my B. And my B was, I wished that in that first situation that maybe Carmelo Hayes gave a little bit of energy, but Carmelo Hayes is a different type of breed. Like, he's respectable. He might have been fuming on the back end, but he chose to take the high road. And this situation reminded me of that situation. Like, Math is right. He could have just not said anything or just ignored the tweet or not just do something else today. But then he chose to go back and forth with this young cat.
You know what it is though? Ricochet had an episode of Dynamite live at 8:00 tonight. Like,
correct.
Young OG responded to that.
No, that wasn't Young OG. That wasn't even John Evans. That was government name. Insert that was government name. And so that is my problem. Is you niggas, all y'all job is to fake fight. Y'all job is to fake fight. That wasn't Paducah's own tweeting. That was Richard O'Shea, the Irish superstar, tweeting. And there's no way you are on here for work. Like, he don't even, like, he references his old lady from time to time because of how the timeline does, right? But he ain't, that's not a real life account.
He ain't trying to do all that.
Right? So if these were the streets, because I think that situation might fly, but these are the tweets. The internet.
I like this.
Internet is not real life. The internet is not real life, and no matter how crazy the tweets would have gotten, it is impossible to get physical on the internet. So no matter now, when you referencing like other niggas having problems with us, is that stuff is shooting at what we really do. These niggas was talking about a hypothetical of a fake fight. That is completely different from what the situation was. So I didn't like it. And niggas, like I said, niggas online, they loved it because it was mess. But I can't just look at the surface of anything. Like all right, what can happen after this? And I can't see nothing good because the best thing that can happen out of this is a match, and that match can't happen. So
not no time on this earth right now. Like, it may never happen.
I'm gonna say this, and I hear you, cause I'm with you. I'm with you. I feel you. All that, to me, all that applies when. let me say this. Me and Corey are co-workers
in the stock room.
Yes, in the BRP stock room.
Fact.
We are co-workers. You dig what I'm saying?
For the FNS, gotcha.
I can say, Corey, you work in the stock room because we're co-workers. When people outside of the BRP network speak, we not co-workers. You dig what I'm saying? So I take what you say, yes, the internet, but we don't work together. So when you out here talking, I'm taking that as you out here talking. Paducah King, Vegas man, Richard O'Shea, regardless of who
the
it
Irish
is,
superstar. You gotta say the whole thing.
Irish superstar Richard O'Shea.
Thank you.
I take that as you talking. The guy from Paducah talking. We're not co-workers. You did you understand what I'm trying to say, guys?
So I understand that part of it, but I also, you don't work together, but you do work, and everybody's there for work, right?
Yeah, but we're not working. We're not working on the timeline, though.
Yes, they are. That is what Richard O'Shea is doing.
Rich O'Shea is working, yeah,
but
the
that's
Irish superstar.
He's working with somebody that don't work with him.
And
don't give a fuck.
Well, he don't work with him, and he's not working.
Right, he don't care.
I'm not.
Why? Hold on. Why y'all keep calling him the Irish superstar?
Because he's
Richard O'Shea. What you mean?
Ain't that nigga black? I'm confused.
Richard O'Shea,
Irish
lad.
Yeah, Rick O'Shea.
Rick O'Shea.
Oh, that's his name.
O'Shaughnessy.
No, no, Mimi. At one point, he did wrestle as Rick.
This is how.
Apostrophe Shay. He that was one of his aliases back in the day.
Oh, he had an. Oh, okay.
Well, no. All right, hold on. His name is Ricochet, right? His name is Ricochet.
He wrestled as Ricochet, though.
Okay.
He wrestled as Ricochet before, though. It's facts.
Oh, that's why his name is Ricochet.
No.
Oh,
he started wrestling as Ricochet.
Listen,
his initial name was Ricochet, but he's wrestled as Rick.
Yo, Mimi smoke a lot, y'all. Mimi smoke.
Yo, let me I told y'all.
I don't understand because I'm faded.
Listen, I told y'all niggas. I just found out that Flo Rida was like.
Don't tell people that.
Yeah, you can't. I don't think you should be saying
maybe
that.
6 years ago. I was like, oh, okay.
Don't say that. Just don't.
Yeah.
Listen, why you think I'm off camera? I got problems.
Just send that message in the chat.
Yeah, that's a chat message. That's a private chat message. And then we can say no.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Listen, I like to be transparent.
There was but we still got to get to a pay-per-view. But as we're on the AEW conversation, we didn't even finish because one more thing I want to talk about with the releases. But since we're here, this week was also the week. I don't know where did Will Ospreay make these comments about never being a fan or not being a fan of WWE product since whenever it was an interview with the Daily Star. I guess it was a video interview. He said he wasn't he rocked with Eddie Guerrero, Edge, and Randy Orton, but after them, he said the product is slow. It's he used the term pantomiming, and he said WWE wasn't his bag. And then he continued to say he ain't watching WWE now. He said he I guess he heard that EO and Bianca and Rhea Ripley had a banger, but he ain't taking time out to watch his shit because he was never a WWE guy. He respects y'all, but he ain't never gonna be a WWE.
Also stupid. It's dumb. Why do you do this? Like,
Right.
Lucas.
Hey,
Hey, pretty girl.
we need a BRP bonnet, yo.
Yes.
bonnet or-
We need the
BRP
bonnet. No, yeah, we
bonnet.
need bonnet.
I need
Bonnet
it.
Rasslin
I
podcast.
need it. I need
We
it.
need
I
the
need it. I
bonnets for
need it.
real. We need the
I need
bonnets.
it. Mask
That's-
get on that. Mask get
Yes.
on that.
Why did listen? Listen, as an interviewer, it is your purpose to go out here and ask the stuff to get these niggas to in their feelings and say stupid stuff. That, you know what I'm saying? It's you want to get clicks because niggas ain't they interviewer. I said interviewer, I didn't say nothing about no journalist. As an interviewer, you were in here to really get the spicy stuff and get what you can get, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you
I don't
know
believe
this,
that, but yes, okay.
if you believe this, or if as an interviewer is to get the best content you can get, and get all the reactions. If this is the case, fine, do what you do. However, you know that you have to be here afterward, right? You have to be here. Shout out to Pops. You have to be here after the interview. And sometimes you got to be here in pro wrestling after the company that you currently work for. So
Yes.
stop. Like, listen, it's cool, man, but all you are doing is feeding these goofy tribalist streets. You know
That's
what
a
I'm saying?
fact as well. Yes.
It's
yes,
like,
yes.
yo, and so if you talk to what I've heard from most actual wrestlers is like, we don't care about that tribal stuff. Nigga, when the cameras is off, we at all at somebody's house out Florida smoking weed. Right. And that's what a lot of these folks will say.
Oh, you meant them.
Just a
yeah.
couple folks. Shout out to you know what I mean? Let me shout out to the folks. Anyway,
Yeah.
it's you have to have a situation after your current situation. The place you are isn't always going to be the place you're going to be. That being the case, I like being spicy in your content. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, babe, you gotta be there tomorrow. You gotta be somewhere tomorrow. Stop insulting these places.
Yeah, but I also will say this too. We saw so much shit happen, within the past 4 years at that place. When people left, they said shit, they acted on shit on TV, and some of them have spun the block, and it's not been an issue. I don't think it matters. I honestly don't think they care. They care about the money. That's what they care about. Because for Cody Rhodes to break a whole throne on national TV or wherever the hell he did it, and for him to get the reception that he's getting now, for CM Punk to do what he did, and for him to get the reception that he's getting now, you just have to be good and you have to bring in money. That's
good ain't enough.
Basically what it is. You
Good
got to
ain't
bring
enough.
in the cash. You got to bring in the cash. And if you're bringing in the cash, if Will Ospreay turns out to be a cash cow, and they wind up wanting to pay for him, they're not going to give a fuck about this.
They
interview.
will.
Here's the thing.
Okay,
Will Ospreay said one thing in that interview that I agreed with. He said, on my worst day, I'm a better wrestler in his style than anybody on that roster. And right now, nobody, I don't know if anybody anywhere is out wrestling in a match. What he does, nobody outdoes that currently. Right? The problem with that is
it's one dimensional.
Is the examples that you used were CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. These are outliers. Your average nigga, your regular rapidy rap nigga ain't going to be able to do
that's right
what Cody and CM Punk do. They are outliers. They aren't the example. They are the exception. Will Ospreay isn't Will Ospreay doesn't do what WWE does well enough for them to forgive and forget.
That we know.
Right, because
We haven't seen
he's
it.
still young. Number one,
haven't
he's still young. Although he's been wrestling for
His body's not though.
right
His body
in
is.
wrestling years, he's not young. But if he were to turn whatever this iteration of Will Ospreay is into something else,
Mhm.
and it becomes
He's gonna have
a cash cow, they're not going to care about this interview. They're not.
Will Ospreay is great
At wrestling.
That's at professional wrestling. He is
Yes.
Currently
great.
one-dimensional. Yes.
If he were to pull an AJ Styles, because that's sort of what AJ Styles did towards the end of his career, he moved over.
Yeah.
And was great over there.
Mm-hmm.
To the moon.
Was AJ saying, because the anticipation was great for AJ when he it was so great that Vince McMahon, who doesn't watch anything else, is apparently was shocked at the reaction that Styles got at that Royal Rumble. Was Styles anti going to? I know Kenny Omega has very much been like, I'm not going down there with I'd have to go back and check and see. Mimi said no. I don't really. I remember Styles re-signing with New Japan a lot. I don't remember if he said anything, but it was different time. You know what's funny though? This week on Dynamite, it was Adam Page and Will Ospreay had a back and forth on TV, and Dave Meltzer, of all people, was the person to say that they don't look like stars.
Who doesn't look like stars?
Ospreay and Adam Page.
I thought Adam Page looked like a star.
I don't think Ospreay looks like a star. I agree with him. He's very disheveled. He doesn't look like he doesn't look produced, but that's the character. The character is supposed to be of that, but I think you can have a character that looks disheveled and still look produced.
Well, it was when Meltzer spent a lot of time talking about niggas in suits. Now he literally mentioned the Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley in particular, looking like somebody who looked like a star. But he mentioned a lot of people who would wear suits. But I think the one thing that he said that stuck out was you got to look like a star. You got to be the part. You got to dress the part. You got to look like a star. And I think that's probably Adam Page gets it because he's the hangman. He's the cowboy. He can do the denim jacket and the jeans and the cowboy boots and hold a bottle of Jack Daniels. That's his fucking outfit to go out to Dynamite. I think somebody like Will Ospreay.
You don't have one.
I think the thing because he's just a football tracksuit that's and it's fine. You ain't got to be Seth Rollins. You ain't got to be a new Yeet t-shirt every 2 weeks like Jey Uso, which is great. But you can also look like you're. I think Meltzer saying that Will Ospreay don't look like somebody who fits the part of being the superstar that people say he is. Says something to me.
He did in New Japan. He would come out with the big fur and
it's different. He's toned it down a little bit now.
We didn't see that shit episodically.
Well, that's right. And I think these were some of the concerns we had initially when it came to Will Ospreay going to AEW, because it's one thing to be like, boom, we're going to see him in a spectacular New Japan match every month or every 2 months or whatever. Now you got to see him not only wrestle every week, but there's weeks where he's not wrestling. He's got to do promos. And how do you present a Will Ospreay to people? So the people that don't know that he's a banger of a match guaranteed in the ring can look at him and be like, yo, that guy is somebody. It's not just because the people cheer him. I can feel it when he's standing in the ring.
Yeah, it's overexposure. Like a guy like that, if you are going to have
TV,
if it was cool. Remember, he was at first he was commuting back and forth.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
It probably would have made sense to do that, but then have him on TV for weeks at a time.
Yeah,
He shouldn't be there weekly. Now, if
he
you
shouldn't
go
be
up,
there weekly.
so look at this comment right here, right? Roman Reigns wears a tracksuit and bad Jordans,
And they still put the ones up.
yeah, no. But the fact is, WWE made Roman Reigns into an attraction.
Of course. Mhm.
We see Roman Reigns had 6 matches last year. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, that is not just niggas. It's always an event when Roman is coming back to TV. Roman is not there every week, and it's too much access to these niggas, man. Familiarity breeds contempt, I believe the phrase is.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, he was Mike Tyson. It was Mike Tyson.
Stone Cold wore Mike Tyson and then Vince McMahon, and then he beat up people, and that made him look like a star. But no, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, Chris Breezy. I think that's kind of speaking to some people. It's the aura that makes you the star, not necessarily
What was Steve Wayne
the clothes.
He took that corner. Whoa.